What's up, everybody in the chat? Hope everybody is doing okay. Had to jump on here to address Donald Trump. Now, if you have not found out that Donald Trump is a racist, I don't know where the hell you've been. Well, Donald Trump, in Donald Trump fashion, delivers these lies, remarks to on the economy. But you know what's really sad is this man is talking about Somalia. So let's kind of get into it.
Prisons are emptied into our country, right? Where people from all over the world being dumped into our country, the people that aren't wanted in their countries, by the way. I think that's a great, like Somalia.
Like Somalia, your president is talking about a race of people. Let's rewind that.
Are emptied into our country, right? Where people from all over the world being dumped into our country, the people that aren't wanted in their countries, by the way. I think that's a great, like Somalia. Welcome.
So I guess the hate narrative now that he wants to put out is against the Somalian people because, you know, this non-educated person is saying the Somalian people are not wanted in their country. Now, that's not true, but this is the rhetoric and the hate that this man pushes.
Do we have any individuals from Somalia in the group? Please raise your hand. That's from Minnesota, you know. That's called the Great Big Minnesota Scam with one of the dumbest governors ever in history.
All of the insults. That's why whenever when I talk about him, I always use insults because it wouldn't be right. He has no vocabulary. The only thing this man knows how to do is insult people.
I love this Elon Omar, whatever the hell her name is, with the little shoe, the little turban. I love her. She comes in, does nothing but bitch. She's always complaining. She comes from a country where, I mean, it's considered about the worst country in the world, right? They have no military, they have no nothing, they have no parliament. They don't know what the hell the word parliament means. They have nothing. They have no police. They police themselves. They kill each other all the time. I love it. She comes to our country, and she's always complaining about the Constitution allows me to do this. We ought to get her the hell out. She married her brother.
Listen to this idiotic speech. What is he even talking about? He's like all over the place. We'll get into his mental illness in a moment.
In order to get in, right? She married her brother.
Yeah, and you like your daughter, you perv.
Can you imagine if Donald Trump married his sister? Beautiful.
Donald Trump will probably marry his daughter.
She's a beautiful person. If I married my sister to get my citizenship, do you think I'd last for about 2 hours, or would it be something less than that? She married her brother to get in. Therefore, she's here illegally. She should get the hell out. Throw her the hell out. She does nothing but complain.
Of course, we have the non-educated in the back. Send her back, send her back. This is, Donald Trump supporters. He insults Somalian people, then goes into another rant, totally unrelated. But of course, they're saying that Donald Trump is on a mental, and when I say a mental decline. Well, let's get into Donald Trump's documented history of making comments and statements based in rhetoric toward racism. And let's just get into it. Now, there was a housing discrimination lawsuit filed against Donald Trump in 1970. The U.S. Department of Justice sued the Trump Management Corporation in 1973 for violating the Fair Housing Act. They alleged that the company refused to rent to Black tenants and steered them away from buildings with white residents. Now, Donald Trump's company signed a consent decree agreeing not to discriminate further. Now, he didn't admit anything, but that is what happened. This is just a history of his nasty racism. Now, in 1980, now this goes 10 years, from 1980 to 1990, there were casino allegations. A former employee at Trump's castle in Atlantic City alleged that when Trump and his wife visited the casino floor, Black employees were ordered to hide in the back. A former casino executive also quoted Trump as saying, "Black guys counting my money, I hate it," and referring to laziness as a trait in Blacks. Donald Trump. Now, let's get into the Central Park Five. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the Central Park Five, the Central Park Five were 5 teenagers. They were Black and Latino. They were accused of assaulting and raping a white woman, in New York. This was in a park or something like that. Now, their convictions were later vacated, and this was obviously after we had access to DNA evidence. The problem here is that Donald Trump took out a full-page newspaper ad in New York calling for the death penalty for these 5 Black and Latino teenagers, only to find out that they were innocent the entire time. Now, in 2016, he launched a campaign launch on immigration, Um, he launched this in 2016, and this goes along with his presidential campaign by stating that Mexico was not sending its best, calling immigrants from that country, which is Mexico, rapists who bring crime and drugs. He also proposed a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States. Now, do we see a commonality here? This man is a disgusting person. This is all on AI, by the way. Now, comments to judges and lawmakers. Trump claimed a U.S. born federal judge overseeing a lawsuit against him. Trump, he was biased due to the Mexican heritage of this judge. He also told several Black and brown congresswomen to go back to the totally broken, crime infested places from which they came. These are words that Trump said to Congress women in Congress. Now, in Charlottesville, these are referring to remarks. This was in 2017 after a white supremacist rally turned violent and a counter protester was killed. Trump said that there were very fine people on both sides, drawing widespread criticism for equating white supremacists with those protesting for him. So it seems like he's saying that these are very fine people, and these are the same people that's committing crime. So I guess, you're a very fine person if you commit a crime and you support Donald Trump. Now, let's get into 2018 when he referred to certain places as shithole countries. During a bipartisan White House meeting on immigration, Trump reportedly referred to Haiti and African nations as shithole countries and suggested the U.S. should take more immigrants from countries like Norway. He later admitted to using the slur and doubled down on the rhetoric. This is the man that you elected as president. Now, if we get into the COVID pandemic, Trump called COVID-19 the Chinese virus and Kung flu terms that he had been linked. So basically what he did, he stigmatized COVID-19 and basically said it was a Chinese virus. He said it was a virus come from Asians, and he referenced it as the Kung flu. So more racist rhetoric by this silly, stupid president. Now, let's get into some of these conspiracy theories. Trump gained national political prominence by promoting the false conspiracy theory that the nation's first Black president, which was Barack Obama, was not born in the United States and therefore ineligible to hold office. He demanded the release of Obama's birth certificate and academic records. Now, if you guys recall, when Obama was the president, this idiot, Donald Trump, was putting out false information, and he was telling the world that Obama was not, basically, like Obama was some kind of alien or something. And what we learned from Michelle Obama later is that Donald Trump actually put their life in danger because, of course, just like these MAGA nuts that stormed the White House, people threatened them because of what Donald Trump said.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. Our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other. And We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
So this idiot calls people garbage. So he's calling the Somalians garbage. I don't even know what to say. This is a mess. Well, let's get into, some of Donald Trump's past, because for some reason people forget where this piece of trash came from.
A well-educated black.
Puerto Rico.
These are animals. Educated black.
Puerto Rico. These are animals.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
When he talks that way, the way he did on this tape, it confirmed that he is truly a racist.
He's truly a racist. We don't need an N-word tape to know President Trump's rhetoric is racist.
A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white. A black may think that they don't really have the advantage. If I was starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black.
They don't.
I know he would love to be a well-educated black, because you are the uneducated.
Look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians. It would be 9 blacks against 9 whites, all highly educated, very smart, strong, beautiful people, right?
Pocahontas? Is it offensive? Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Pocahontas? I think she's as Native American as I am, okay? When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good.
The crazy part, he keeps referring to other people as grapists, considering he was sued for graping some woman. I would never even use that word again if I was him, considering that is what he is.
Good people.
I want surveillance of certain mosques. Negotiating with China. They say, we want deal.
I'm asking for the vote of every single African American citizen in this country. Why do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs.
Really? So black people live in bad neighborhoods. They have no jobs. Their schools is terrible. Really? Now that's some racist rhetoric.
58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose? Oh, look at my African American over here. Look at him.
We are from India.
All of my friends in Little Havana. We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico. And we also love Puerto Rico. Come here. You're not nervous, right? Speaks perfect English.
No, I'm not a racist. I am the least racist person that I can tell you.
Well, if he's the least racist person, seems full on racist to me. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Now, one of the things that people are talking about, and I don't know, how much of this mess you guys watch, because in all honesty, Donald Trump and all of his rants is a little bit too much. So if y'all don't watch it, I don't blame you. Well, one of the things that they're talking about is that this dude is mentally off his scooter. Like, they're saying that Donald Trump seems like he is actually not the one that's running the White House. In fact, they're saying that they believe that Donald Trump is actually taking orders from somebody else, because his mental makeup is off, and some of the things that he's saying, not remembering when he was president. And they're really starting to think that there is some things here that's just not adding up. Let's get into it.
Trump is showing signs of dementia.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Why is the media barely reporting on this? And why won't they ask who's really making the decisions at the White House?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Can you imagine if President Biden or any other politician made a claim like this?
Now drug prices are going to be going down 100%.
This is funny. Pay attention to this, because if something goes down 100%, what would be the cost? Like, a kindergartner would know that. If something goes down 100%, then it's freaking free. I mean, 100%. But this dude goes to say 200%, 400%. What school did he attend? This dude is clearly ignorant.
Prices are going to be going down 100%, 400%, 600%.
How does something go down 400 and 600%? That's not even possible, you idiot.
1,000%.
1,000%. How does something go down a damn 1,000%? This is crazy.
In some cases.
Prices cannot go down more than 100%. That's not how math works.
This idiot doesn't even understand that the most something can go down is 100%. It can't go down 400%, 1,000%. This dude is just making up shit. He's mentally out of his damn mind. And this is the person that is running everything in this country. And people are starting to believe there's no way with his mental imbalance that he's running anything, because he doesn't even remember what the hell happened yesterday.
But Trump's fantastical claims have gotten more and more unhinged.
AOC's low IQ. Have her pass the exams that I take.
This is especially troubling given that he is the oldest president ever to be sworn in and has a family history of Alzheimer's. His growing confusion has alarmed psychologists like this former Johns Hopkins professor.
There are times when he's really unable to complete a thought.
I've been looking at those things with the little red. They're always broken.
Did you guys hear what he said? This is a psychologist, and he's saying that this guy can't complete a thought. Now, completing a thought is basically completing it. What you'll notice from Donald Trump, let's say if you ask him, how's the job market going? He'll say, oh, the job market is going good. And when I was president before, we brought so much money into the economy for COVID-19. Now, I just made that up, but I'm just saying he cannot complete a complete thought. He starts with one thing and then he's talking about something else. Something is mentally wrong with this dude.
Actually, sometimes as a thought.
I've been looking at those things with the little
Johns Hopkins professor.
There are times when he's really unable to complete a thought.
I've been looking at those things with the little red. They're always broken.
Actually, sometimes is unable to complete a word.
The FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of acetaminophen.
It's called a phonemic paraphasia. There's dozens of examples. They're online.
Fake infrastructure.
Cryptologic pergoveris.
Trump also seems to be confused about when he was president. He falsely claimed in a post that the Biden FBI placed 274 agents into the crowd on January 6th. Hello? Biden wasn't president.
Come on, folks.
He doesn't even remember when he was president. Like, how bad can this be? I mean, something is definitely mentally wrong with this little rascal.
And Trump keeps claiming that the Epstein files were a hoax created by his predecessors.
These files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden,
Even though the arrest and demise of Trump's close friend, Jeffrey Epstein,
happened when Trump was president. I'm going to have to rewind this. This is what I'm saying. This dude is crazy. Jeffrey Epstein was arrested when Donald Trump was president, which is very interesting because Jeffrey Epstein seems to think that Donald Trump was his great friend. So what a coincidence that Jeffrey Epstein got arrested when Trump was president. But for some reason, Trump doesn't remember that.
These files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden,
Even though the arrest and demise of Trump's close friend, Jeffrey Epstein, happened during Trump's own first term. Trump is increasingly befuddled about who everyone around him is. He didn't seem to know who House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries was after he'd just been meeting with him.
Even on the discussion that we'll have with Chuck Schumer, who was here yesterday, along with a very nice gentleman who I didn't really know. You know who I'm talking about.
Trump has become unable to stay on topic. During a recent cabinet meeting, he went on a 15-minute rant about picture frames and lamps. I'll spare you from having to watch it in full, but
I love the frame of those pictures. Look at those frames.
He loves the frame of those pictures. This dude is crazy as hell. And as you guys can see, he went on a rant for like 3 minutes and 28 seconds, which is totally not even related to what they're talking about. And this is what I'm saying. He's unable to complete a thought. So in a meeting, whatever they're talking about, and he is asphyxiated at the picture frames. No, this is not normal.
Lamps. I'll spare you from having to watch it in full, but
I love the frame of those pictures. Look at those frames. By the way, it's an incredible clock. Oftentimes they'll show those lamps. I said, oh, wow. Medallions. If you paint it, it won't look good.
Oh my gosh, I was totally wrong. 15 minutes he went on a rant about pictures and lamps, totally unrelated to the topic.
Trump's ramblings have become so incoherent that the White House has started covering up for him by deleting transcripts of his remarks from their website. But they cannot hide his mental deterioration and growing paranoia.
The word affordability is a con job by the Democrats.
Recently, he was so mad about an escalator that stopped.
All I got from the United Nations was an escalator stopped right in the middle.
He claimed it was sabotaged by the UN and called for a Secret Service investigation. Paranoia,
But it's really a Democrat hoax.
and anger are common symptoms of dementia. So is a loss of impulse control.
Donald Trump accuses members of Congress of sedition and says it's punishable by death.
All have become cornerstones of Trump's second term. Trump appears to have accidentally posted a private message to his attorney general on social media.
Now let's go over this. If you guys remember, this idiot, and this is why they're saying he has some kind of mental issue going on. You don't know the difference from texting a person opposed to putting something on social media. So this is one of the reasons why Comey and Letitia got off of those fake ass charges that he were trying to pin on them, because he thought he was texting Pam privately, but he's so off of his rocker because he's freaking mentally insane. He's old as hell that he posted this to the world and everybody saw this.
Of Trump's second term. Trump appears to have accidentally posted a private message to his attorney general on social media, ordering her to target his political opponents, including former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. Trump has also pressured TV networks to fire comedians who poke fun at him.
You'd think the guy who fathered Eric and Don Jr. would know how to handle jokes.
And has insisted that criticism of him is not free speech.
When somebody is given 97% of the stories are bad about a person, that's no longer free speech.
So now he wants to take away people's free speech because everybody is talking about just how damn stupid he is. Well, the fact of the matter is, we live in a country where we have free speech. And if you are so effed up that you can't take criticism, then maybe you should fix all of the shit that's wrong with your fat, stinky self.
Ordered troops to fight an imaginary war in Portland, Oregon, a decision he reportedly made because he was confused by a Fox News clip from 5 years ago that crossed his television screen.
On Sunday morning, Trump told NBC, well, wait a minute. Am I watching things on television that are different from what's happening?
Are Trump's acts those of a sane person?
Are Trump's acts those of a sane person? What do y'all think? Don't think so to me.
Or of an aging, paranoid megalomaniac?
Yeah, that one.
Trump's cabinet could invoke the 25th Amendment to remove him from office. Instead, Stephen Miller, Russell Vought, J.D. Vance, and RFK Jr. seem to be feeding into Trump's paranoid delusion.
Feeding into his paranoid delusion, because what people are suspecting is that Trump is on the mental decline and the people around him are possibly taking advantage of that.
To increase their own power and advance their own power. RFK Jr. seem to be feeding into Trump's paranoid delusions to increase their own power and advance their own fanatical agendas.
So basically, what he's saying is the people around him know very well that this man is not mentally sane, but instead of calling it out and trying to find a constitutional way to fix it, they're allowing him to do what he does so that they can advance their own selves.
A person suffering dementia can be a danger to themselves and others.
The windmills are driving the whales crazy.
In the most tragic cases, they can be manipulated and taken advantage of by unscrupulous relatives or caretakers. Is this what's happening in the White House? We must demand that the media fully investigate and tell the truth about Trump's deteriorating mental state. And
we need to know the truth about Trump's deteriorating mental state. Now, if you guys recall, the lie that was told to us was that Donald Trump had to do what? That Donald Trump had to have an MRI. Now, you don't just have an MRI as a follow-up. You know, you go get your checkup and yeah, go get an MRI. That is not what MRIs are for. Those are for circumstances generally when a doctor cannot figure out what is wrong with you. I'll give you an example. Before I start getting treatment for my knees, I will go to my doctor and I will complain, my knees hurt. They'll do x-ray. They do all of these things and finally go get an MRI because they don't know. You see what I'm saying? So MRIs are not part of a routine checkup.
expose any handlers who are exploiting it.
The president is unhinged. He is unwell. What are you doing? A lot of folks on your side are too. I don't control. Oh my God.
Please help spread the word by sharing this video.
What part of your body was the MRI looking at?
I have no idea.
They asked him, what part of your body was the MRI about? And he says he has no idea. Now, I can tell y'all right now, that is a damn lie. Because again, you don't just go and get an MRI. You actually have an issue and they look more into it by having you to get an MRI. But the fact that Donald Trump is continuing to lie, stating that he does not know why he had to get an MRI, it doesn't make any sense. And let's kind of get into some more information here with regards to his MRI, because keep in mind, they never gave us any information. Let's get into what this press secretary had to say.
The MRI, because President Trump yesterday said that he would release the results of his MRI. Is that happening right now?
It is happening right now. As part of, and this is a summary from the president's physician, and we will release it right now. I think my team has it teed up for all of you. I'll read it for you, and then you'll get it physically as well. As part of President Trump's comprehensive executive physical, advanced imaging was performed because men in his age group benefit from a thorough evaluation of cardiovascular and abdominal health. The purpose of this imaging is preventative, to identify any issues early, confirm overall health, and ensure the president maintains long-term vitality and function. President Trump's cardiovascular imaging was perfectly normal. No evidence of arterial narrowing impairing blood flow or abnormalities in the heart or major vessels. The heart chambers are normal in size, the vessel walls appear smooth and healthy, and there are no signs of inflammation or clotting. Overall, his cardiovascular system shows excellent health.
It shows excellent health. I mean, he is 80, so I mean, yeah, I don't believe her. All she does is lie.
His abdominal imaging is also perfectly normal. All major organs appear very healthy and well perfused. Everything evaluated is functioning within normal limits with no acute or chronic concerns. In summary, this level of detailed assessment is standard for an executive physical at President Trump's age and confirms that he remains in excellent overall health.
He remains in excellent overall health, and he is 80, right? I believe Donald Trump is 80. Let me check, but I believe so. How old is Dusty Donald Trump? I believe the man is 80. If not, he's 79. Okay, so he'll be 80. I mean, just call his old ass 80.
Again, we will provide that to you. I think that's quite a bit of detail, and in the effort of transparency, the president promised it last night, and we have delivered today. So
I don't believe it. So she's reading whatever it is in terms of the MRI. I don't believe it. Something is definitely wrong with Donald Trump. I mean, we see him spiraling out of control. There's definitely something mentally wrong with him. We can't believe shit that these people say. And a lot of people are saying that they don't feel like he's running the country because even in meetings, he's dozing off, he's sleeping, he's not able to follow what's going on. And they just feel like somebody else is running the country. I mean, there's various different videos of Donald Trump in meetings and he's sleep. He's sleep. Here's one right here where he is sleeping in a meeting. As you guys can see, as you can see on the screen, this dude he's not even taking a little nap. He is like sleep for real. Look at this.
American workers.
Look at this. Look at him.
And American farmers have been ripped off. They've been ripped off, and what he's saying is we want to have a trade with the world, but it has to be a trade in.
I mean, he doesn't even care. Like, what? This is just out of control.
Which American businesses and American workers and the products they make, and what
he just. This is too much. So he just turns his face away from the camera and just like, this is crazy. But this is the same president that's up all hours of the night tweeting like a little kid, but can't get to work. And, you know, this is too much.
American farmers grow and produce has a fair shot to be sold around the world. On issue after issue, that's been the case. You talk about foreign aid reforms.
He still doesn't open his eyes. Look at this.
This is not our money. This is taxpayer money. When the president said, we're going to do foreign aid, but we're going to do foreign aid for.
Oh, he's not dead. He opens his eyes. This is crazy.
Countries that are aligned with the United States and in a way that doesn't waste the taxpayer.
Woo, this is the man that y'all hired. So that is pretty much what they're saying, is that Donald Trump definitely, you know, possibly has something mentally going on with him. What do y'all think? What are y'all seeing in the chat? What do y'all think? Definitely something is wrong with him. Let me see if there's something else out there with regard to Donald Trump. Well, one of the things too that you guys should know, a lot of the, you know, like the mainstream media for this particular Trump, you know, this is his second time in office. What he has done to a lot of this mainstream media is he's gotten a lot of people fired. So that's why you don't really see a lot of this stuff on mainstream media, because those folks are afraid to talk about it because they're afraid to lose their job. So listen, if y'all want to find out what's really going on, just continue to tune in and I'll give y'all the tips.